here is immediately followed by sarcastic comments and nasty responses.
Yep, we're finally where we belong.
Don't think we don't know how to weed them out.
Put a chick in it, make her gay. Put a chick in it, make her name it gay.
All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
That's all, brother. I had it.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part too.
Very good. Well, if you can't get out of it, get into it.
Welcome to Inside the Badger Den with the Angry Badger and Mr.Techrat.
I got to get the Gary applause, generic applause button. What's going on, everyone? Welcome, of course, to Inside the Badger Den. Somehow we've made it to 15 episodes. Don't ask me how the hell that's happened. And there's actually 10 people here right at the start. I probably helps to it helps to wait until Hypnotic's not streaming and Cobra Cast isn't still going. I think actually Cobra Cast might still be going. It's people are still here, and of course with me, Mr. Techrat. What's going on, bro?
Hey,
yeah.
It's been a quiet week, but a productive one. As you saw, I ripped open an Xbox One and got the 3D printer going again.
Turned into a real geek squad over there.
Oh my goodness.
Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Who's with us? And Leon somehow got in first. Beat John. John, I'm sorry. What? Oh, he was scrolling.
Slipping on X.
He slipped. He slipped. And look, Chef Nerd Wars. How you doing, buddy? I'll see you tomorrow. Don't worry. I'll have topics to talk about. We won't step on all the grass tonight. There will be some fun tidbits. Tidbits? Titty bits? Kim Wexler. Shout out. Was just watching Invincible, and that actress voices a character. And look, there's creativity. A wild creativity's Vanguard appears. So now you have Vanguard back. Not Avenger. Vanguard once again.
Oh.
Threats will get you nowhere. Maybe. I got to figure out the problem with that goddamn costume is there's no tactile. You can't work anything.
Sounds like you need a tech guy.
Yeah. All right, let's get into this. You ready? Because we did have a fun week and went super viral on one video. Like I thought it was viral, and then we had a new level of viral, and now it's my new limit or whatever the hell, my new bar. Really good actress, very attractive. Twerk. That's what goes on in Nerwar's brain. Twerking squirrels.
Ooh, I got one for you.
That sound like Alex Jones.
Where are you going to put your new weapon item displays that you got?
I ain't getting nothing yet. No one ask you. And I like this. Somehow Badger returned. A lot of wild Badger returns. A lot of wild Pokemon references. Speaking of, here we go. DEI, of course, that fun little thing. Even I'm getting tired of saying it. We need a new buzz term. Oh, that's right. They're going to call it bridge now. So soon I'll be saying bridge is everywhere, but it has gone to the east because the west, we've had such a good time fighting them that it's making some inroads. Like not all of the first they were doing it sneak. They were just doing it through the localizations, right? And we're just having these localized that we're able to subvert and get the message. But now they're actually making inroads to the homeland, and Pokemon Company is one of the first to go. I mean, there's a lot of them going, but Pokemon over there at least.
Well, that's weird, right? Because they're always against, sort of, or not against, but like they do their things so differently that they don't need to deal with that crap. But that means it's either leaked its way there. Do you know how many of, and I use us loosely, there are living there in like Japan, for instance? Residency of a bunch of white people just running around,
like the expats. No, but I'm sure there's a significant amount of them.
Do you think it's leaking over, or do you think they're just saying,
no, this is all
at the times?
Just goddamn, what the hell? I didn't think you'd listen to me when I said stop by. What's up, bro? Great stream earlier. Great stream. That was and the one the night before. I don't know what the hell put in the water, but like it almost broke Hypnotic. Like it's $100 super chat. $100 super chat. it would break me too. So I understand. I'm not judging, but yeah, good streams. I'm loving that. That's some consistency every night, 6 o'clock PST over on Hypnotic's channel. Yeah, seriously, what's going on, guys? It's like the late night speakeasy where everyone had to speak the password to come in, talk shit about what happened during the week.
Is that considered a baker's dozen? Is that what 14?
It's like 13, I think.
Is it?
Yeah. Because it's like the thing plus one extra if you accidentally. You think I would know? Little insight, even though as a professional chef, I sucked at baking. The only thing I did in baking class was make cheesecakes for that sold out. But anyway.
Can't baked gets baked.
So yeah, they're coming for Pokemon. They're hiring a bunch of DEI, obviously directors. They're going to work in conjunction with other horrible. There's an entire now group of, you know how in the COOFs, everyone got jobs as like coordinators this and make sure everyone's so far away and testing whole new grifts now, but for DEI. So director this, director of that. The role will partner with the DEI SR. Jesus, the more acronyms,
it's to confuse people.
Yeah, it's working. It's working. Team to build diversity, equity, inclusion, and social responsibility initiatives and blah, blah, blah. Oh, let's see. What does this pay? The position is paying between $178,000 to $211,000 a year for new hires with an upward ceiling. Get out of here. Get out of here. So that was Pokemon. So that's how we started it out. Isn't that nice? That was a set. So again, we end on a Friday. We start new on a Saturday. So that was a Saturday. Then you're going to find a common theme. It's not a gaming channel, but for some reason, everything right now is GamerGate. Words of Paradise. What's up, bro? Another game. Thankfully, bravely. And thank you. Yeah, everyone pay attention because this is going to be the new kid in school. Bridge, benchmarking race, inclusion, and diversity and global engagement. I'm sure we'll talk about it in autistic detail tomorrow. But this is the shit that they're gonna. It's still DEI.
Yeah, but it's because people are starting to be told what DEI means, and now they just change the name, and so they move on.
No, because they know a little bit. They know a little bit that the shit is up, so they got it. Yeah, and I sort of prefer Jedi too. Justice, equity, diversity, inclusion.
Would.
That's how dare you? That is a Hollywood thing, and I think they still actually use it, at least as far as like the Writers Guild still uses it. But yeah, I was hoping that it would spread. Giggity. Yeah. Well, money. Unfortunately, it always goes with the money and ease of access to it. And yeah, so if you were looking forward to Flintlock, the Siege of Dawn, that got a race swapped main character. Sorry. Happens. I'm sure it happened before they asked for Sweet Baby Ink to come in.
Sure.
And right, because we always point it out, or Nerd Wars does fucking just magically appear to point it out. Although, actually, maybe later on in the week, now it's not so sure. On some of them, maybe they do. Well, we know for sure that's like the first thing they suggest. How dare you not think about us all the time? Sorry.
He doesn't tell people to set their bell reminders.
No,
the whole script.
I do.
You got to read
obnoxious.
so many crazy things to people.
I feel obnoxious asking for people to turn notifications on. It's bad enough
if they
like
don't know. Yeah.
They're gonna race Robert Black. At least give her a big put. Now, see, that's my point. Why they make her the same generic, super light skinned Kim Belair insert? They don't give her that big boobas.
Hey, look at the haircut.
Look at this, Leon. Thank you. I think we missed the opportunity to call this one GamerGate. You know what's funny? I was actually, because I was watching Friday Night Tights, all the fucking vets that went through the first 9 minutes. I almost made it 10 minutes without swearing, but I couldn't help it. It's who I am. It's authentically me. I'm vulgar and crass. No Wars calls it lazy. I say it just means I'm hitting emphatic points. But like all the vets from GamerGate, like they think this one is lame, and Az wants to call it Lamergate because it's like, it's not as spicy as before. It's like, right, because we're winning. You're basically upset that this war wasn't as brutal as the first one. It should be good that we're winning. Let's see. We brought this baby home today. Do you feel this? No, I feel beautiful. I feel happy. I slammed a whole bunch of caffeine before, so it's gonna kick in just in time. Anyway, so this is just another one on that Sweet Baby Ink list. Thank God, Brutus doing the Lord's work. And I believe that is the one where they tried to scrub, or at one point, anyway, he's asked for help. He asked, prove it, and they didn't want to prove it. So yeah. Gamergate 2, the misgendering. Yeah, Gundam on if anyone watched Friday Night Tights today.
Yeah,
I don't
he
know how they're still monetized. They said they were monetized. He said some things making me question what YouTube would actually let me get away with now.
Did you hear about what happened on side scrollers?
No, but it better be good.
They had damn it. Who's the person I know you're inevitably going to talk about in a minute?
Gothics?
Yeah. Got right. So was on and the stream got cut.
Oh, well,
apparently said something and it got
Hypnotic got cut the other night, which I'm pretty convinced is the they got him.
But only here on YouTube. He was still up on Rumble and every other thing he was working.
Still up on Rumble. Yeah. No, and shout out to Gothics for stepping up and talking. Oh, by the way, and Leon again, thank you. Appreciate it, man.
GamerGate?
Hard-earned money. Yes. We could have spelled it Ghey. It would have been fun.
You hate.
Okay, so I know you're not watching X-Men 97 and Nerd Wars isn't watching because...
Oh, well, no, I watched the first two.
Yeah, well, you're not watching anymore.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing.
For reasons. But we did talk about this, that in that second episode, and again, I'm telling you right now, I'm not saying they did it on purpose, even though this guy is, that there's definitely some January 6th analogies. GraphWeb. GraphWeb shows up hey, GraphWeb, we speak your name. We're talking about Disney. I'm dangerously close to suggesting watching something on there. Okay, I tried to summon him. You have to say his name 3 times. GraphWeb. Okay.
Your lights start flickering behind you.
He doesn't kill you. He super chats you $2 that tells you to cancel $1.99. Sorry, I don't want to cheap him out on the penny there. Anyway, while watching that second episode, it's the United Nations. It's not the capital. It's not, but what is the capital? It's United Nations, but there's definitely it's mainly the crowd and the chanting, and it's like now they didn't have any inside agents stoking that crowd, and they only showed one side of the UN. Inside jokes. But yeah, this guy's basically saying that they definitely did it on purpose and to target the mega crowd. Which
careful,
I think they did. Maybe not. Because I can't say they didn't do one. I don't think they necessarily wanted to be January 6th, but I definitely think they knew that we would say it was, and it's still people talking. Anything to talk about this except for why they got rid of Bo DeMeo, who might be coming back, depending on the reaction. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not like I don't know anything. I'm just saying, depending on if he, his shit with Morph that we'll talk about is not helping.
There you go, words. Yeah, I was when I saw the character, I was like, which one?
Yeah, I like that you have a chat poll. What's your favorite X-Men character? Yeah, I mean, I would say Wolverine, but that's just because I'm basic, bitch.
I was gonna ask you to set up a poll in the private chat, and I was like, that's gonna be a thing he's gonna complain about later that I don't want to do, but I would do it. But apparently, I don't have access to it. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm trying to work harder.
Progress. How we doing? We had some victories. Progress. Yeah. Let's see. And you can't have two. You have to pick one.
No, I mean, okay, you can but one's a secondary. So obviously, Psylocke.
He's being non-binary. He needs to be binary and pick one.
I mean, yeah, Gambit and Nightcrawler for sure.
By the way, Beast is not done badly in X-Men 97. At least I don't think so.
Not that
Nothing
I saw.
offensive. Gambit, yeah. How you liking Gambit? What they did to him?
Look what they did to my boy.
Look what they did to my boy. Look at the midriff. Speaking of look what they did to my boy. Yeah, it's getting harder and harder. Look, we're going to point out Xbox. Yes, obviously, it's not just Xbox. It's every console, and it's coming in waves. But for sure, Xbox is It's doubling down, and all the fun stuff is still coming out of GDC. But this is where they talked about their product inclusion and their Xbox Gaming for Everyone product inclusion framework.
I
It's always
do
a
want to say,
mouthful.
okay, the Xbox, as someone with a mild problem with holding a controller for too long,
Mhm.
the adaptive Xbox controller is cool, and I know PlayStation has something similar now, but
This ain't that
that
type of
was
thing.
no. That's what I thought about when they first started
Right.
talking about, gaming
Once
for
upon a time,
everyone. Yeah,
that might have been what that meant, but we
that
all know
was
now
long
inclusion,
time.
diversity for everyone means everyone but the white man. And I wanted to do a joke, but I can't because it'll probably get the channel demonetized. But it would be a Damian Wayne's joke. All right, hold on, let's keep going. We started doing this because as developers, we want to get our games played by as many people as possible. It's all about expanding reach. The DEI boss continued. When you talk to a developer, do you want to limit how many people play your game? No. So that's why we do a bunch of shit that limits how many people actually want to do it. That was a fun one. And for some reason, that video hit like 13,000 views, which for me is an insane amount of numbers.
Well, because you had Xbox and racism.
Yeah, and I woke up like dead because shout out to we did first. Let's see what he said. Gambit and Nightcrawler gonna have to fight to death to call me.
I mean,
What power? Let's think about what power Nerd Wars had. Nerd Wars, did you watch Predator, by the way?
ooh,
Tell everyone if you watch Predator. Yeah, no, I got to that video first. I think that's the only reason. I woke up early. I was dead because we did Nerd Rage, and then Hypnotic blissfully had me and the Wars himself on, and that was a great stream. And then woke up and immediately did that story, which it's depressing because I have been Xbox for since Knights of the Old Republic. Like I bought my first Xbox. But my first Xbox for that, and it's sad to see the enemy infect its way.
Yeah, but they're not really caring anymore anyway. Everything's going to more PC based.
The dragon, the dragon is strong, but at least for viral on videos, that's the one. It's very hard. The algorithm, the open bar, nothing's going to chase that. Nothing's going to chase that except more open bar and or another show of equal or a show of equal or lesser or greater value.
Shout out to FNT.
Yeah, and Mel, shout out to Mel because she's the booker. Nerd Wars power would be ultimate ADHD, the ability to multitask and know. Honestly, Nerd Wars would be like Mr. Terrific, the non-gay white version of Mr. Terrific. Bunch of little hovering balls going around, and he'd be monitoring all the streams. Badger, why are you paying attention? This is like looking at another man's dick at the urinal. Why you be paying attention to things?
Because people are proud of you, man. It's awesome.
I know. I appreciate it. Very impressive numbers going in the right direction.
You're definitely pissing off some people, yeah.
I agree. I will at some point. I got a lot of people asking me at some point, but you're right. All right, Johnny, I hear you. Good, impressive numbers. I'm very happy for all the subs. Yeah, open bar got me like at least 500 or 600, and then shockingly, that DEI video got many 100. So it was one of those like open bar probably definitely got me more into the algorithm. So that video got seen by more people. But it was good. The algorithm is all powerful. Every day we pray eastward to algorithm for good results. Sometimes we get them. You know who should have prayed to the algorithm? I don't know who they could pray to at this point. But this fucking the Acolyte ratioing is way more than this too now. It has to be approaching 600,000. But I just like pointing it out that like it's not just a bunch of trolls on the internet.
It can't be.
It can't be.
Because where's the? It was like with the marbles, where they were like, no, none of the men. Okay, well, what women went? So same thing. Who's liking it?
Yeah, no, I mean, no one went to the Marvels. Not even when more men went to the Marvels than women. Ironically, yeah, no, that it's just funny. Let's see.
I got to get that plugin so I can see the dislikes, because I need the trailer for BET Plus movie exclusive Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead trailer finally came out all the way.
He's and I refuse. Erwin's doing good. He's got it. He's got the Conan. He needs all of those. It's well, for sure Predator and Conan go back and forth on which one, but yeah, I'm still deciding which plugin. I was looking at a couple of them. I don't know. Yeah, because it is good to see. Also good to see this has been resolved, but at the time we were all talking about Alyssa Mercunti going after Melanie Mac. Thankfully, I gonna assume it's gone nowhere, because obviously Melanie refused, talked about it. She went on Hypnotic Stream and she responded. She's not going to give them anymore. So no food for her to get clout chase on, because it was sort of because we did also talk about this before Melanie went on Saturday with Hypnotic. We did talk about it on Saturday Night Hypnosis, and that was like we were going back and forth. Should we not? Should any of us talk to these people? And then the roundabout, most people were like, no, they're disingenuous. They won't frame anything in a good light. They'll take your words out of context, and it's just best to ignore them. Just best to ignore them.
Well, like Kim said, imagine attacking Melanie Mac, but I mean,
it's okay.
Everyone attacks Melanie.
I would say, yeah. Let's not act like Melanie doesn't use copious amounts of f bombs, which I love a good gamer word, but like it presents an open target. Even if you sort of just go for the term of like, well, I'm just doing it. I'm like engagement farming, or I'm doing it because I know it upsets them. And I'm just talking about a bundle of sticks. Just talking about a British cigarette.
Sure.
Yeah.
Don't get smart with me, wise guy.
And because they always try to be like, well, she's Christian, she shouldn't be swearing or saying those words. I still am waiting for someone to point out in the Bible where it says, thou shalt not swear.
I'm sure someone will come up with it.
Hey, we're just using the same tactics, right? We all just double down. And speaking of the double down, this was another one of them that called us all big. Hey, we're all bigots. Wouldn't it be a shame if they called us bigots so many times that like someone took that and ran with it and then started calling their entire, like, I don't want to say community, but their entire fellowship, like the bigot army? Wouldn't that be funny if they took it and reversed it and weaponized it against them? Because then every time they called us, it almost would be like they were advertising for the group. Yeah, that would be funny. Anyway, shout out to the bigots, because here's Samu Winkler, that narrative director from Gearbox, which I'm pretty sure Gearbox just got sold, or significant parts of it. The Brig Brigade, it's a good one too. Yeah, no, he called us all bigots. Just double down. And this is the one I wanted to take, because we do all say this, and I guess I'm one of the dummies, because this is the argument, and I think we've all made it in some form. When talking about companies bringing in a consultancy group like Sweet Baby Inc. or Black Girl Gamers, a good narrative writer of any skin color can write a good character with another skin color without needing consultants. If your studio can't do that, get a better writer. Now, I don't give a fuck if he's about to say something that he thinks is an own of this. I fucking wholesale agree with that statement. If you hire any sort of writer that can't put themselves out of their own and empathize, and get another writer, please. Let's see, bro. So I messaged Sam Winkler, invited him on my show. He thought, well, of course he said no. They don't want to engage in good faith conversations with. And no offense, Leon, but you have fabulous hair, so of course he was intimidated and didn't want to go on there. He flat out said no because you wouldn't have the conversation.
It's got to be the hair.
I mean, if anyone is going to have the conversation in good faith, it would be Leon. So funny. You know what? Did you? Well, I guess you don't want to. These every time you actually go to talk to them, they never actually want to have the. Well, obviously that's because their beliefs don't hold up to the light of day. It would fall apart. Yeah. So that's the thing. We always say it, right? Like, you should be able to write this. I see this argument all the time against DEI and consultancy, and it just highlights the total misunderstanding of what being a good writer is. Okay. You don't somehow max out your stats and learn how to write every conceivable character, plot, or prose style, blah, blah, blah. Just further, the point is he's making a way of like, this is why they hire the consultant companies to add refinement. Boy, then how the hell did every other major writer throughout history somehow make it without hiring other people? I get that they took from other things, but it smells a little bit false.
I
Smells
think
a little bit false.
you've said it a few times now, and I it resonates a lot with me, obviously, because I'm going to mention it now. But
Resonates. Look at you with the big words.
it's the coffee. You said something about. I used a big word and I fired all the RAM. People back then, they had life experience. You know, they did things, they learned things that we refuse to or just don't need to do anymore, and they knew how to write things for people, whether they were a young, an old, a black, a white.
No, because they had seen some shit.
Right. But now everybody just wants to write about themselves, which I understand. Don't get me wrong. But
but it's not even the fun narcissism of like a Cosmo Kramer. Let me tell you my life story. It's like, well, I'm melanated and I like to stick my wee-wee in other people's hoo-has that are of the same yinder, and sometimes no yinder. Not gender, yinder. Westward, do you really have a 199 tat? And if so, is it just what 199? Like, yeah. Like, what the fuck? No, not lower back. Don't do that. Don't do that for reasons. Maybe
it's
not even backing
out.
In fact, just don't get a badge. Like, that is so. The people that get Joe Rogan tattoos, like beautiful, like perfect Joe Rogan tattoos. I get it.
I mean, you're gonna have to get one at some point.
Get it? No, it's weird.
10,000 subs, and you get a Badger tap.
Well, this is you know why, Kim? Because no one would care. Max Visaggio's no one cares. That's the point. We don't care. So they have to take our toys, the good ones that we're playing with currently or have always loved, and then we pay attention to them as we watch them destroy. That's a deep cut joke.
Yeah. Cheers.
Has he ever admitted that he did in fact take people's shit and apologize?
I believe he did, but don't hold me to that.
Wait, hold on. Bruh, yeah, I get 100K. I'll get it. I get NW somewhere. Sure.
Knuckles.
Sure.
One night you pass out.
Yeah,
I'll tattoo an A.
I was gonna say you should record the face of the tattoo technician when I asked him to tattoo my Gooch. Shout out to Gooch. I was gonna say Taint, but shout out to Gooch if he's watching. So hilarious. Hold on, there was someone else I wanted to I'm gonna draw a badge. No. Don't indulge this madness.
Get it started.
I will no, not 100 views, because that might be just as rare as actually getting 100,000 subs, although maybe over time.
That'll be the like a warranty. It's gonna either be 100,000 subs or views on a video.
I prefer calling it the Taint myself, but only because once upon a time, the way it was explained to me for the first time just has a very fond part in my heart. So yeah, the solid. Taint. Yeah.
Because
it taint quite ass and it taint quite pussy. But you know what is mostly ass is the last couple years of Marvel movies. That's why Nelson Peltz here, our boy, who's leading one of the founding partners of the Treon Fund, who of course has 3.5 billion worth of stock, and that don't worry, it's coming up April 3rd, that shareholder vote. But he said some fun things. It was good in the first part, and then he maybe said some things he could have been taken the wrong way, some Ryan Kindle-esque things. In an interview with the Financial Times, Peltz told the outlet, people go to watch a movie or a show to be entertained. They don't go to get a message. Accurate. accurate. And most of the time when people complain that they're not in our world, but they know they don't like the movies, it's because of that. It's that message that Drinker always talks about. So he's right on there. I hope you are. That was the point. Everyone is supposed to show up here drunk, home. Sorry if you didn't succeed at your dates or whatever. If people still go out and meet, I don't know how that would work. That would be fun. But if you do, show up here and just chill after all the streams. I prefer
that you would say that they are comfortable and medicated to their preferred option.
Sure. California sober, all the sobers, it's fine. It's fine. So we were with him on the first part of They Don't Go to Get a Message. He then specifically took aim at Marvel Studios' current business model of representation that has resulted in some major box office, the flopbuster, the invention of the term the flopbuster. Why do I have to have a Marvel that's all women? Not that I hate when people say the thing and then they go, not that I got anything, not that there's anything wrong with that.
JK.
Yeah. But why do I have to have a Marvel that's all women? Not that I have anything against women, but why do I have to have that? Again, the thing with that would be, it would be fine to have a movie with all women if they were all badasses and sexy and fun. But what are you going to do? They can't do that. Here's where he goes a little Ryan Kennelly. He also questioned, why can't I have Marvels that are both? Why do I need an all black cast? That's the part where you make people go, ooh, but also, yeah, it's fine. Black Panther was, there you go. That's your movie. You get one. See,
yeah,
you
but
make that joke. But then they were all
out of the country.
They were all paid and bribed to it's really causing cancer if you watch too much.
Yeah, the same kind of doctors who can give you a medical marijuana card.
I hope they just go back to that. Yeah, so that was earlier in the week, and at that point, the time that came out, I got to tell you, I was not thinking that Treon has their chance to get their 2 boys. It's only 2. It's 12 seats on their Jedi Council over there, and they only want 2. One of them's Peltz. The other one's Jay Rizzullo, who was supposedly going to be CEO in line before Bobby left and then came back. We'll talk about that in a second, because it seems like leaked by one side or the other, Peltz might have more of a chance than we thought. But what has no chance was only gotten worse and worse. And I know you have some feelings about it. Mine is mild bemusement at this point. This goddamn Roadhouse movie.
It's not that I have a problem with this movie specifically. It's the genre of taking somebody else's work and moving a couple of paragraphs around and going, look what I did.
Yeah. Not even doing it well, which is it's a common thing here. Yeah, but here we go, 55. That means damn near half of people went, did you like it? No. Did you like it? Yeah. 179 reviews.
Someone
59%.
threw
looks like my math homework.
The script from the first film into an AI generator and came up with this film.
That's an insult to AI. That's an insult. This is a teenager with bad attitude. Didn't even try. I look, yes, the basic skeletal structure is sort of the same. There's a dude named Dalton who is in a bar that is a roadhouse, and he fights some guys, but that is just about it. The best character, Wade Garrett, isn't in it. All the characters are race swapped with the exception of this dude, and the main villain isn't even the main villain. It's his son, and he's just sort of likable when things come right down to it. Yeah. When you're only 5'8", fucking A. 5'8" would have been a giant back in the day. Everyone's all well fed now. 5'8" is a giant. Napoleon, who was short, was I think he was 5'6" in actuality. Shout out though. Yeah, you do what you can. You also have lovely flowing hair. That's not helping. Roadhouse. I did like Connor though, just for the fun of it.
Yeah, he was savage. But also the whole spoiler, the whole bit about him crashing a car instead of stopping every time was kind of funny. But that's why I said you could have called this. I would put this neck and neck with Point Break. You could have called
the remake.
Yeah, you could have called
Oh,
it.
right.
You could have called it something else, is what I'm saying, and it would have been a fine movie to watch. I'm only salty because you coattail Road.
If you had called it anything else, The House
by the Road, God damn it.
It would have been and yeah, I shout out. That's the drinker missed, or maybe he just didn't give a shit, or he was drunk all the way through it. He totally missed the US suicide moment in the beginning when he's boo boo in the truck and he parks on the train tracks. I was like, oh my God, another legacy character that doesn't want to live. They can't help themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. It's called The Road House.
Right. But the movie is called Road House.
Yeah.
The bitch calls it The Roadhouse, but the movie's called Road House.
I only call you bitch because I don't know your names individually.
Again, it's just, if you just on its own, forget the movie that the original Roadhouse exists. Go watch that. Yes, Nerd Wars, you have to watch that. That's really important. And I was just watching it again. It was like, God damn, I was watching it last night. Such a good movie. It's like on the same entertainment level as like a Tomorrow War or some random shit like that. Inoffensive.
Yeah.
But I don't want to like erase it from existence. I think it's a fun example. I think it's a fun example of what not to do. And another fun example of what not to do is say you're gonna exclude all the white man. You're noticing a pattern in a lot of these videos when it comes to DEI, that when they get done talking about the diversity and the inclusion and the equity, it goes into no white man. Speaking of, what's up, Kevin Wayne? I saw you over there in Cobra Cast. And Dragon, good morning. Top of the morning to you. I don't know what time it would be that it's morning, but thank you. You wake up early. No joke. They used the be nice scene from us to teach us about so you love to casually slip in that police academy thing. I know you. I'm on to you. It's all right. Gives you some cred. I don't know what kind of cred, but it gives you some cred. Yeah, no, we talked about it briefly. It was a shout out to Off the Cover. It was on his podcast, The Boys from Hardcut. We were talking about like the biggest loss of that Roadhouse. Sorry, before we talk about this, the biggest loss of that Roadhouse movie was if you change Dalton so much that the best part of the Patrick Swayze Dalton is his honor, his philosophy, his be nice until it's time not to be nice. The pain don't hurt. All his little things that he says.
He knew the car was going to get damaged. He takes the time and replaces tires, and like he knows the game, and he's fine.
Yeah, no. This one is a dumb, out-of-work, boo-boo-bee-boo fighter who accidentally hurt someone in a fight. So that's why he's always holding back, and he's nice to everyone, as opposed to the other one who was calm. He wasn't a bouncer. Who goes, he was a bouncer. No, he wasn't. He was a cooler. He ran the bouncers. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Whoa.
You son of a bitch. Darwin himself.
Does he get the reference?
Not yet. I mean, everyone has seen the Dylan. No. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
I say good morning because at any point in the day, it's a brand new day. See? I'm
going to step away for a minute. AFK.
Yeah. Go ahead. It's Badgercast. All right. No, that's beautiful, Dragons. All right. No, I'm Badger's boss. Weren't you always technically? In some capacity, at least. Don't worry. You called dibs. It holds. So everything is just a skin suit for... Yeah. Yeah, it's like that. Remember that trans character from Dead by Daylight? Where apparently you could just take the skin of dead bodies to lure in new ones? That's what DEI is. It just takes the skin suit of all the dead franchises and it lures in, very poorly, but that's not working very much. Badger's head of I try. Thankfully, the popularity of Darwin and the Beeve is its own, and Hypnotic keeps having us on, and that just, what can I tell you? Once you've had a taste of the weaponized pop culture and political culture mixed together. It's too much. It's too much. Okay, yeah. Thank you. Those are some of the great things in life. I aspire to spend my money on those things. Grade A of those things. No, we're done with AAA games. Remember? We're done with AAA games because they don't like us. And that's fine. I don't like them either. Here we have Unleashed Games founder and CEO Irina Pereira bragged about excluding white male characters from the company's upcoming game Haven. And so, like, the too long didn't read of this is like she's just talking about the alpha build and the fact that the defaults in the beginning, you know how you always get like maybe 2 or 3 white guys, a black dude, a traditional don't say Latinx, but a traditional Latino, and then depending an Asian character. Certainly that would be the old school Knights of the Old Republic mix. In this one, no white dudes. There will be a full character creator when the entire game releases, but you will have to go out of your way to make one of us. I think it's so funny the entire Latino community rejects that shit. Like all things, this was made by a liberal white woman, I'm assuming, because if you want to notice who it is most of the time coming up and pushing this daffy shit, it's somehow a liberal white woman between 25 and 55, somewhere in there. Every time, without fail. I don't know why. I'm sure that will be explained to me again tomorrow. Yeah, he's gone. So we'll go full. All right, moving right along. This is the one that everyone warned everyone. Terminator warned us about AI. We made that. X-Men and all the other things warned us about racial division, and we went full steam into that. What do you want? The Bible warned us about a bunch of shit that we ignored, and we went full into that. Now it's Rainbow Mafia everywhere. So pick your point. Oh yeah, we were warned. No fucks given. Full steam ahead. Speaking of, and like I said, we all talked about this. There's a purge, or at least Jules Hardy wishes there one, calling for a final purge. And yeah. Best interpretation. She meant on social media. You can't get rid of us. And this is what we talked about. Well, this for sure. Alex Jones warned us about a frightening amount of things that have come true. Jules, thank God that the social media battlefield outcome scale landscape is what it is right now. Thank God community notes exists, because it's making, like I said, people are complaining that GamerGate 2 isn't as spicy as it was. And that largely is because of our presence on social media and the fact that we're not getting destroyed every time someone posts.
Black girl gamer.
Yeah. White girl gamer. No. We'll see. We might tomorrow on Nerd Rage. We might be having a very special consultancy company on to talk to us specifically about how they do what they do.
White boy gamers.
We'll see. Maybe that's a little spicy though.
I like it.
We shall see. Let's see. Going right along. Speaking of. I'm very proud of this man for not baiting. Although if you look at the Variety article, they completely twisted what he said, and they did make it about race baiting. But Ernie Hudson reframing and telling the story again that no, the reason he is barely in that first Ghostbusters is not because of racism or anything like that. It's because Eddie Murphy was originally going to play that role, and he had to leave. And rather than finding another person to replace it, like the full character, they went, fuck it, just give the screen time to Bill Murray. And he was hired and came in.
Did you imagine
saving your money? Yeah.
But that's crazy. Poor guy.
Yeah. Who would you replace
at that
Eddie
time,
Murphy with at that time? Yeah, like, well, Arsenio Hall. Nah, it's not the same thing. Not the same thing.
And he would ask for Eddie money also.
But the best thing is him saying it's very tempting to sometimes blame anything that doesn't work. Basically, ain't gonna get me blaming it all on. And yeah, of all of the things in a Frozen Empire, whatever, he got the best glow up out of all the characters. He looks the best. Well, that's not saying a black dude looks good is like, well, of course he does. Black don't. Okay, god damn it, beat me by 2 seconds. But yeah, black don't crack. Like I get a neighbor who very lovely, and then her son is another one. She's like, that's my mom. I was like, what? That's your mom? It's beautiful.
I'm
It's
gonna have
beautiful.
to do
Shout
a
out.
DNA test because nobody believes my age.
Why talk about my thoughts on Frozen Empire? I liked it better than Afterlife, which is supposedly a hot take. I don't think it's like a I believe the sad thing is he actually will clip you. I'll show up in a documentary if he ever finishes one. Yeah, I wasn't super offended by Ghostbusters. I thought the legacy characters at least got something to do, even if Dan Aykroyd was essentially playing himself. 6.5 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10.
But like you said in your video, that's better than a lot of things recently.
Oh,
Hey,
wait and wait.
50.
The culture and politics blend hits me in the heart. I left culture watching for over 15 years because I didn't understand where it came from and went to have political battles. I got pulled back into culture in 2020. Now I'm ready for GG2, I think. Well, fucking A. That's very Hayden. Thank you. First of all, the man is legendary. Yes, we salute you. We speak your name. Thank you. This is very much the same. Look, when I was going to start the channel, I was asked, is it going to be a political channel or a culture channel? And I said, yes. Because at this point, you really can't talk about one without talking about the other because they have scissored together. And that is what made Nerd Wars and I so good together is because, again, he has spent, as you can see by the amount of movies he hasn't seen, he has spent most of his time on the political side. Very important. But Gary always says politics is downstream of culture. And at this point, it's fucking right side by side. It's cities across with a river in between. So very important that we are aware of what is going on in both politics, even though we got to do it kicking and screaming sometime, and very important that we know what's going on inside pop culture because when asked why should I care about these things, why do you care about blah 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 blah, it's for kids. It's like, well, fine, even if that's true, that's what our kids are watching, that's why they're taking it over. That's why it's important, because we would rather have them watching things that have our message than the fucking current one. Thank you, Yuri Bezmenov, for explaining how that works out. Hayden, thank you again. Shout out, brother. I appreciate it. It was a rant. You got a rant from me. There you go.
That's how we got you here, man.
Yep. Afterlife was a solid. Shout out, Leon. Have me on your show again, motherfucker. There, I'll ask. I'll do the cringe thing. Afterlife was a solid 6.5 out of 10. Definitely worth the watch. Not offensive to the original. That's the real thing. At this time, it's like when you've been beaten enough, it's like, just don't hit me, massa.
Yeah.
Afterlife
didn't hit as hard.
No, they didn't really hit it. Oh, look. You want to get upset about, they had a whole 15-year-old lesbian message with a lesbian ghost that she then went on to end herself for 2 minutes so she could be a ghost. And then, it was a weird thing. But if you wanted to get upset about it, that's the part you would have gotten upset about. But other than that, all the legacy characters, I don't think Bill Murray was phoning it in. Not offensive to the original film. Won't watch it. Yeah, I'll never watch it again. Just like Afterlife, I'll never watch it again. But we'll watch it again. Yeah. Like if someone wanted to see, I don't know who the fuck that would be, but if they did, I would watch.
Oddly enough, I heard the new Kong versus Godzilla movie is the same. Like if somebody wants to go watch it, you'll watch it with them, but otherwise, it's probably trash.
He did. He did. Him and Gary radicalized me. Nervous watched it. He said it was acceptable. Like it's exactly what you would expect. It's so probably, I'm assuming, worth at least one watch. I'll probably go see it.
I take anything he says in regards to film with a fat grain of salt.
That's fair. Hayden, I spent almost half my life winning political arguments online because I consumed about 19 hours of political content a day and spent a lot of free time reading or searching through bills being passed. Now, see, that's great. And studying to win arguments is good. And then it'll find you all of a sudden you'll find out you have sort of a solid understanding of shit just because you had. Why? It's like, because I don't want to be called out online and be embarrassed. It's like, so you had retarded amount of knowledge on things. Okay, so this is one more. Continuing in our line. We're almost done. I mean, we are, but we aren't. Forspoken consultant, Black Girl Gamers threatens legal action against that park place. This is the good one because this basically extended to their. I don't. Nerd Wars, can you help me out in the chat or anyone in the chat? Did they actually? I think they just gave them a cease and desist, or did they not even? I'm not even sure if they actually did that. I think they just intimated the lawsuit. But if they gave them a cease and desist, let me know. Either way, they also basically said anyone covering this they would sue. Let's see. I'd love for them to do that.
I saw the excited way you said, "Come for me, bitch."
Oh, because okay, so okay. I swear to God, I thought about it. Okay, so they gave him a cease and desist. Okay, I thought about it in my head because I have been watching a lot of this, and they're come for me.
Look at him.
Do it.
Look at him getting all rassled up in his den.
No, because this part, I thought it, and then Legal Mindset came into a stream and he fucking said it. Please open yourself up to discovery so we can see all your inside emails and your hiring practices and all the things that you say are harassment, but you guys are actually responsible for in the harassment campaigns and leading them and pointing them to Brutus Rambo. Please, dear God, do that. I would love that. That would be just great. Oh, I thought you meant their lawyer was like, for real, ready to go. I'm like, okay. Meet me outside, fucker. I'm already in the park with the shirt off. Let's go. Okay. All right. Good. Oh, that part. Well, I know that. Yeah. No, I'm wondering what, if any, Black Girl Gamers lawyer has, because, bro, Elon Musk comments on this when it's just like a random headline. What do you think would happen? What do you think would happen if Elon sees that they're being sued? You think he wouldn't just throw some lawyers at them? That's his special. It's super effective.
Like Pokemon?
When you spell it like that, Westward, I get I get feelings. Look at Nerd Wars shilling. You are my exact target demographic. We got to get you making stuff. Holler out, bro. He does love like he really does actually like people to get started, get off their butts, as he would say. Get off your butts, do stuff. Are you Rat? Are you ready to be sued?
I have.
You're gonna be named,
and
no?
You can take what you want.
We're covering it right now. This counts. Everyone here is going to be sued right now.
Just an accessory.
No,
I didn't know that this is what we were going to be talking about.
Ignorance does not count. It does not excuse your liability.
I identify as the correct person here.
Oh, now we're talking about identity. Well, you are the DEI officer. I forgot. You are the DEI officer of this show.
This week, I am the assistant to the regional badger.
So far, X-Men 97 is seeming to be popular about most things to most people, and it's looking like they're going to do it to Spider-Man the Animated Series, primarily of which the main guy who voiced Spider-Man, Christopher Daniel Barnes, is still alive and kicking, and it's going to happen.
And he's going to be there to introduce Miles Morales.
Episode one, Miles will be introduced, guaranteed.
Hey, y'all, check this little brother out.
Let's go, Fat Boys. Fat Hike movie. Yeah, by the way, definitely get outside and do the walking and all the things.
Oh, for sure. Except in California, it's supposed to be like storming hard this weekend.
Still get out there anyway.
I mean, yeah, I do like a good rain run. I'm sick.
Oh, you know they're going to pull him back, and you know they're going to have him cuck himself and introduce Miles and be the mentor. Oh, maybe they'll get about an episode or season to 2, and then and it'll be Miles. By the way, that's what we're hearing they're doing for Spider-Man 4, that Tom Holland's going to come back for one more Spider-Man movie and then hand the reins off to someone else. Yeah, and I can't argue with this. It's the shower scene, which we're about to get to. We've got just this one thing, and then we're going to get to the shower scene. It's pretty hard. You're fucked if you're a straight white Christian. I'm two of those things. I'm not actually a Christian, even if I agree with a lot of the ideas. But boy, that goes to the whole Chris Pratt thing of why it's so popular to hate on him. But to that end, just going into one of the last couple things that happened here, this Compulsion Games, both their community manager and the fact that it looks like they swapped their main character. And this is the one, Nerd Wars. We're going to be talking about this tomorrow, buddy. Pal. I sounded like, sorry, Jordan Peterson. Bucko. No. So this is their community manager who said, I hate gamers. And then previously, before she deleted it, said white male gamers were a mistake. Isn't that nice? And they always get put as community managers. There we go. Honestly, I hate gamers.
So let's make a game.
Yeah. And then, of course, Grumps is saying one of the biggest changes to the game was alteration of the character creation system and contraband to remove gender differences and allow for random swapping of distinct male and female body parts. I wonder what those distinct parts would be.
Ass.
The penis.
Titties.
Do you imagine if Christ came back and he floated down and the first thing he said was everything woke goes to shit? That would be funny. Yeah, so there's their white Hazel character who then got race swapped to Kim Belair. Leon, have you I'm sure by now you've done some Halloween streams. You have worn a Jesus costume, correct? Because if not, this October, I know what I want. And I will
Just
super chat you on your stream later to make that shit happen.
Yeah, that's a good moment.
Please, dear God.
It doesn't have to be offensive. Just, do it up. Do it up nice.
But yeah, no, seriously, every single time there's a race swap from Saga Anderson to this, they look like Kim. What is going on? It's equal to the Kathleen Kennedy generic brunette woman with a sort of British accent that keeps happening. They can't keep getting away with it. Right? Okay, Leon is JC, right? It's not just me. And I want the thorn crown clothing. You don't need to do like the red and all that, but like at least the before. We don't need the after, but we do need the before.
Julius Caesar.
Okay. So this is the one where we're going to get into with Saga Anderson and Remedy and Alan Wake 2. I'm willing to believe that they changed her all on her own, and then Sweet Baby Inc. came in and they refined her and added more, blah, 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 blah. But the shit right here is saying that Sweet Baby Inc. is the one that came in and they changed it afterward. And this is obviously the Compulsion game.
And we would have got away with it too if it weren't for you pesky YouTubers.
Oh, I did, Leon. I did. I want to see you as Jesus Christ, 100%. That needs to happen. Okay. The rumor comes, Grums, bro. He's monetizing the shit out of this. Microsoft at Xbox mandate changes at studios, hire at Sweet Baby Inc. Erases white characters as you do. I spoke to, and this is the part where I spoke to ex-devs at 2 different studios who say DEI is ruining and altering games. The studio culture changes happened after Xbox meddling. I don't know.
Meddling kids.
Everyone, it is turning into a Scooby-Doo thing. And yeah, that GDC and that product inclusion framework, is not going to be good for anyone. All right. This is the one. I hope this doesn't get us hit. I'm just going to play it for a second.
Hey, we're learning more each week.
Yeah, 25 people here. Okay. You tell me how I'm supposed to interpret this. Tell me how I'm supposed to interpret this in a heterosexual view.
We're calling it gay or nay.
Hello? That you, Gambit? Logan? One too many redheads for you. Here, need some help with those hard-to-reach spaces.
Always with the jokes, eh, Morph?
Now, forgetting what happens afterwards,
Hello? That you, Gambit?
Look at the smile, goes into the shower, thinks it's Gambit, sees it's Wolverine, or at least someone that looks like Wolverine. First, he smiles. Techrat, I got to tell you, if I walked into the locker room and thought you were in the shower and I walked in, called your name and saw you there, first of all, I wouldn't look, right? I do that thing where you like call someone's name, but you're sort of looking, but you're not. Like it's like that half thing. He does the full on look, does this fucking smile.
And is he
Predatory.
clothed or is that his mimic? He mimics his clothing?
Yeah, I think he can mimic his. I've always been, it's been ambiguous to me how Mystique and all of them make their clothing. And if someone in the Nerd Wars or someone that is in Marvel can explain to me that one, I think they actually can change the texture to be apparent. What's the other thing we say now instead of no homo? Either way, yeah, the eyes. Okay,
Logan? One too
okay. So there's Logan.
many redheads for you. Here, need some help with those.
So here's where you could be like, okay, he used his claws and they've shown them fighting and like training before, but why in the shower? Why would you attack them in the shower?
Hard to reach spaces.
Always with the jokes, eh, Marv?
Yeah. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But these people, you know what? True story. These people will ship characters around. It's their thing. I got into it. In fact, today on Instagram, someone put together apparently someone commissioned this artist to draw Green Lantern sort of spoon hugging Green Arrow. And I don't get it. I don't know.
I get it, but why don't you just go to Rule 34 and look up
Yeah.
your porn like any other respecting adult does?
Because they're not straight savages.
I Jesus Christ. Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Courtesy flash. Yeah, I don't know. Third episode. I know a lot of people are saying, I think Hypnotic refuses to watch it at all. A lot of people are saying bait and
my
switch.
God.
I understand.
Okay. Now I want to take good job, Kim. Now I want to take the scene and the audio from that episode and see if I can match them together somehow. That'd be
All right.
fun.
Well, you think about doing that. This is the last story. This just came in today. Look. Okay. The first one is that Wall Street Journal reports that Nelson Peltz may lead in votes for the Disney board seat. Okay. Get back to that. Everyone's saying, how do we know that this wasn't leaked by Disney? It could have been leaked by people loyal to Treon. Either way, this was leaked by Disney. They probably think, if this is true, that he really does have more and it's significantly closer to at least him getting a board seat. If they release this, then people that aren't voting, that think, Disney's got it in the bag, they might go vote. Entirely possible. It's also entirely possible that this was leaked by the Treon people so that people that go, oh shit, like much like me, oh, we wrote him off. This might not be a wasted vote. And so now they're going to vote for this. Either way, this is finalized April 3rd. So might be happening. And obviously Disney tried to cope with that release, but I don't know. Here's hoping. Here is hoping. All right, let's go back to the chat. That's that. That was the week's video. Look at an hour and 3 minutes. It's almost like I'm a professional. I'm not, but it's almost like
point.
one. Let's see. Hey, and I can't bring myself to watch this version of X-Men. I love it. Yeah, and honestly, right now, I can't recommend you to. I'm going to keep watching because I'm in for a penny, in for a pound at this point. But yeah, at this point, we just get to hang out with the chat for as long as we want. If there's any articles you want to bring up, Rat, now would be the time. But yeah, I cannot recommend yet going in and watching 97. Not yet. Not with that shower scene. We did get Goblin Queen, whatever, evil Jean Grey's boobs. So they can do boobs. They took them away from Rogue and they gave them to Jean. So that's all right. We forgive them for that, I guess, a little bit. Not really. Professional adjacent. Try to
All right.
adjacent.
I got a random one. Remember, regardless of if you remember, yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna look at it and see if I can figure it out. We spoke the other day briefly. There's a new movie on Netflix called Fighter. I've yet to check it out, but it is essentially a. Oh, look at you. Yeah.
The man knows. The man knows the important things.
Simple man.
Continue.
Fighter. It's a. I don't want to say this wrong. I hate the region.
Wrong.
Well, no, I'm just trying to look up what the region is. But you remember the film RRR?
Mm-hmm.
So it's Indian, I guess. Top Gun. It actually.
Oh, right. Yeah, you were telling me about this. Yeah.
It looks pretty good.
I'm all right with that.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, look, RRR. By the way, Gary is still not seeing RRR. He's told Chris Gore a billion times he would watch it, and he's still not seen it.
It's wild because it's such a good film. Even if you just watch it one time.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
I don't know if I saw anything else new this week.
Yeah, I'm interested to see that one too. Dave Patel, very John Wick, Indian John Wick, basically.
Oh, I heard it was actually not that good, but that's
Who told you this?
It's not someone in particular, but it was like I read or I saw someone mention online, but it's like that's everyone's personal opinion at this point. You like shit sometimes.
I just got some depressing news.
Oh, I just saw that.
Craig from Side Scrollers hasn't seen Lord of the Rings. That's even crazier. Yeah, that is well, he now has a glorious chance, a glorious, beautiful day to watch.
Imagine
all
extended.
This motherfucker, he doesn't have to wait years.
Yeah.
He can watch all of the extended edition versions
In 4K.
back to look. Yeah. Nerd Wars was shocked that he hadn't seen it. That's how you know.
Yeah, he done
That's
messed
how
up.
you know. When he's shaming, and yeah, I tried to watch, dude. I did. I tried to watch it. It was sold out around here. And I had to do some streamies and I couldn't. And so, yeah, well, it's going to have to wait until next week. But I will watch.
You still could have gone to see the Magical Negroes.
I don't think that movie's for me.
Oh, but the giant fighting monster in Godzilla or monkey
Yes.
is?
That one definitely is. Yeah, no, he said it was what you think it would be. It's what you think a monkey and Godzilla fighting each other would be.
You sick bastard. And we talk about this almost every week, it seems like now. But yes, it's a great film.
Until everyone hits.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to turn this one down. Jeremy's going to get mad at me. You're taking my Hayden Wayne. If anybody here hasn't seen it, Freerin Beyond Journey's End. Freerin. You try it, Mr. Techrat.
Free Iron?
Beyond Journey's End.
I think you're
is
right.
an amazing anime. It's a high fantasy story that follows the party mage after they save the world. She lives out of time, and her travels are great. Oh, see, I always think that's sick, dude. People that can go out of time,
if done properly.
I've been hearing good things. Okay, well, it's gotten on Nerd Wars radar.
That's too.
And see, I'm telling you, Hayden Wayne is a legend. He's got 75, but everyone knows the man's last name. That's how you know. That's how you know. The Hayden Wayne and Alec Baldwin's finger. If those guys come into the chat, Alex Darby's like some of you guys. I mean, obviously Charles defending these days. I know your team too, sir.
I mean, Devil's
You
Advocate.
get some heavy hitter. What's your Devil's Advocate?
I see Hayden up here for 70, not 75. Just OCD. I don't know. That's
you know
me.
what? I said Hayden 75 is his name.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
You mean for?
I didn't say
Was that
anything.
like a $5 grift request? That's disgusting. How dare you? How dare you? You've used your grift. Look, even her was laughing. You've used your grifting quota. But yeah, that you're right. That is an OCD thing. But that's all right. Robots. Oh, we're getting into anime.
It's like when you're pumping the gas and you try to stop it exactly on the 20.
I do remember those. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I just saw this recommended to me, and I wasn't sure if it was like a RoboCop ripoff thing. Robotech.
Someone hates odd numbers.
It did look like it looked like RoboCop from the back of the head. So I'm looking to see if he's going to answer. And yeah, I don't know. Rat, he's got a little number phobia. He's number phobic.
Ooh, this man.
Cute and French. Yeah, there's a bunch of animes I have to watch.
Yeah.
Trying to think. Attack on Titan's probably the most anime I've watched.
Still at the beginning of season 1. But
I enjoy it.
Again, I've seen.
I heard it's horrible at the end. So that there's always that. Another thing to get into that'll be ruined.
Yeah.
Ruined, I tell you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You went too far.
The story is told by weaving in the past stories and her current life as she helps to guide others. She has her flaws, and the character development is phenomenal. I hate slice of life, but this has become one of my top 5 anime. I don't understand, because it sounds like you're describing a character that's female, and we all hate women. Remember, we've been called that we don't like women, and we're bigots, and this doesn't make sense. This doesn't jive, Hayden. But okay, you got a whole story going here. Frieren Beyond Journey's End, amazing anime. Yeah, well, I guess that's going on my list. That's one way to get me to watch it, is you just bribe me with super chats. Shout out, though.
Well,
stop at season 2. Oh, Attack on Titan, stop at season 2. Yeah, that's what I heard. Stop at season 2. Robots. Okay. So,
yeah.
Okay. So, writing it down in my mental projection.
Frieren
Beyond Journey's End. I think if you just remember Beyond Journey's End, that'll be.
You're not going to remember.
No, Frieren. Because I want to say Fräulein. Fraulein. Yeah. Okay.
Doctor, I'm late.
I'm late. This is why Hayden is my 3-month membership badge. Yeah. Shout out. Yeah. May the gods above and below, Hayden. It's the one thing when I try to explain this to other people and they like try to call or insinuate that like losers or something, that's like, oh, no. Say what you want about all these, like specifically the 199 and the Fellowship that I've seen. Not losers. Most of them very successful, married. They've just been alienated from the things that they used to watch and the time that they used to spend and the money they used to spend watching things that have been corrupted. They now spend watching YouTube. And so they direct those funds towards the things that they care about now, which is some of the people that talk about all this. And that's awesome. That's an insane. I hope we never go back to the way it was before. Like, so sucks watching TV and someone says something stupid and there's no chat to like, that's not true. We're all spoiled.
In many ways.
I will. Especially the gods below. Mahler heard me. Eldritch God from below. Hey, now you're building the parallel culture and economy. It's so good. No, it really is. I mean, more Nerd Wars radicalizing me, but like that's how it is. This is the other way of the Iron Age. It's not just people making their comic books and their movies and all that. It's people offering other look. Instead of going onto a late night show, you're watching me and a rat. You're watching the life model decoy of a badger and a rat talk about pop culture and a little bit about politics. We can get more into politics on the later shows. I don't care because it's all connected. And real quick, the long man knows all. The long man sees all. True. I just have a good job and spend my money on YouTubers. Why not support people I agree with when I have something? That's the exact thing. Why not? You're right. And there it is. Like I said, my point is, though, a lot of times the news and other outlets and that failing news, they were all the gaming journalists, not gaming journalists, because Nerd Wars is a gaming journalist, but the gaming journalists, they try to make it seem like we're a bunch of whiny baby losers. And while we might be whiny babies, certainly not losers. Hayden Wayne's and the Alec Baldwin's fingers and the Alex Darby's, and of course everyone else in this fine chat proves them wrong consistently. And journalist. That was the funniest thing about that whole Matt Walsh. Shout out to Matt Walsh. But when he called gaming journalists like the lowest life form, wasn't the reason we called them the lowest life form. It was because he just thinks talking about gaming is the lowest shit. We call them the lowest life form because we know, first of all, most of those gaming journalists, even in the back in the day, they don't care about games. Most of them, they want to go into actual journalism. They can't get into it, so it's just easy to pick up gaming and talk about something. But God knows, like when Kotaku was possibly going to have to write 50 guides a day or whatever it was, boy, did they panic.
I'm opening tabs for all these different things people have mentioned that are worth looking up.
You are, yeah, good. If there's good, look them up. I'm one of the good game journalists. Thank you. You are. I read your thing. It wasn't boring. Some of these articles, they're a mouthful. You got to autocorrect. I'm not talking about anyone in particular, Spencer Bakuli from Bounding into Comics, but like just in general, sometimes you read an article and spell check was not the pushed on that one. They are generally seen chasing.
I think I'm going to be doing Robotech.
Word, what it up? What it do? Nerd Wars, your thumbnails be banging, bro.
Boobs.
But he just put Sydney Sweeney and everything we could find. God knows she needs to do more movies so we could find a reason to talk about her more.
Put Sydney Sweeney in it and show her boobs.
What's that reality? Where Sydney Sweeney's boobs were just put into everything instead?
I'm sure it'll make its way into South Park soon.
The committee has said that Robotech is awesome and shall be put on the watch party list for Fridays.
Dude, 85 episode show from 82 to 84.
Oh, well, that's a good year. Dragon Wise, I appreciate you, Badger. Thank you. I appreciate you. It's not often that people say they appreciate you. It's very nice. Thank you. I do actually appreciate it. Thank you. You're very welcome here.
Nerd Wars, when this Badger man said drop shadows to me, I wanted to punch him. I understand it, but he was like, no, you don't understand. It's going to change my life, drop shadows.
Yeah, I don't think I said it was going to change my life.
You said it. It's just fine.
I did this weird, crazy asshole thing.
You believe in something?
That when I had a couple hundred subs, I listened to the guy that had 18,000 subs.
Look at you.
And now I am where I am because I listened to what he said. And then when this dummy said, get a camera, I got a camera. I know. It's shocking. So now he has the satisfaction of saying he was right. He was right all along, and he was right before anyone else. Now, obviously, Rat can say that he was there before anyone, and that's fine. You get that.
But again, shout out to Hayden for paying back for all the camera equipment and mics and everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. And you rebrand. We'll see. The damnation. It's my evil. In the alternate reality, there's the Angry Beaver and the damnation.
Didn't you look into different tiers of membership?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't want to do memberships for things I can't commit to. So for right now, where we are we're fine the way it is. But yes, at some point there'll be a damnation level. Hayden, somebody in the AD said something like entertainment has always been an interactivity from the audience. With the invention of radio and TV, that's gone. It's going to return with the internet. Yeah, I've heard that before too, that entertainment used to be people coming into town and putting on a stage play or performances, things like that. And it was very interactive. There was a lot of crowd work. We see that's what comedians do in comedy. I mean, shout out to Joe Rogan and all of them. That's what they're doing right now. And Kill Tony with their shows. A lot of internet interactivity and it's got the Spotify, which he just came back to YouTube. So there's that comment section. So yeah, the stuff without the interactivity is not fun. It feels lifeless. It's because I finally found people I agree with. I don't live around them and never had them as friends. I found it. Yeah, well, it's the one good thing about the globalization. If it has to happen, it is nice of the connectivity of all of us. There's my favorite. You didn't say the
always late and gay.
Go back out, come back in, and then say the thing.
Do it right.
It's like Kramer. You didn't come into the room aggressively. Say the thing that you always say when you come in. Go back out and come back in. Unhail him. Unhail him. Don't hail him until he comes back in and says the thing that he always says. Son of a bitch. Take. All right. Angry Beaver sounded like my second wife. Which wife are you on now?
That was my first.
I'm waiting. Unhail that.
Uh-huh. Shame.
He's just to say, I'm the great dead Pulio. This is my favorite Latinx on the council.
Oh, that's a good one.
There we go. That's it. He said it with gusto. We were talking about Latinx and how the Latino community, like, universally just doesn't use that shit. They still do it. Do they still? Actually, I really haven't heard him say it in a while.
It's dropped less and less. Yeah.
See, now, John, now you are allowed to hail him. Now we can all hail the great dead Pulio. That is, in fact, my favorite Latinx.
Hail, sir.
Latinx. That's right. Unless Hypnotic comes in here and gets upset and says, like, what the fuck? Oh, I'm not your favorite. I've mostly heard it ironic. Yeah, that's the thing. Lately it is a very ironic thing. I don't know anyone has, at least in my part of the woods. I was a kid who grew up in a small town, less than 100 people. Ooh, sorry about that. I was the only nerd. I had no friends in the movies or anything. I was a farm kid, but the only one who had heard of Spawn. That's fucking rough. That is rough. Could you imagine? First of all, we always try to point it out. Do you remember how alienating it was to be into Star Wars or back in the day, by the way, Star Wars would have made fun of Star Trek as Star Trek being the far nerdier thing. So like there were levels even then, right? And I liked them both all the time, but I felt bad saying I like Star Trek because I would have got made fun of, not just like of a gang, like, oh, you like Star Trek, you're not allowed to, but I was like fucking Star Trek, you fucking nerd. Yeah. Well, I did. I do. I still, well, you know, like all things, it's like I loved the thing before it was corrupted. But yeah, Hayden, that's rough. I at least had homies that liked the shit too. But yeah, before it was taken over, yeah, fucking this beef, Darwin to the beef. And then the SJW nation attacked. Bro, that's the worst part, is that they always talk about how, oh, it needs to be open and inclusive. It was. No one wanted to join. Yeah, you were too busy making fun of us. If a girl existed in it, they were treated like golden unicorns that you didn't want to scare off. Women did love it before. Yeah. And we had to find each other in hidden back rooms, not for gay sex at Edge of Forest, but to talk about Star Wars and Star Trek, and then maybe gay sex at Edge of Forest. But that only
should have been paying attention. It happened in the Little Rascals. They let girls into the He-Man Women Haters Club, and it was ruined.
You know what? Shout out to that original Little Rascals. Star Trek. Yeah. Poor guys. They really got screwed. Enterprise, I watched that whole show, and then it's been downhill. Let's see.
Well, Hayden, you are amongst family, and we will not make fun of you for knowing your shit.
No, and I'm going to get to him in a second. Hold on. Hail to the new sprouts of the culture war. Yep, globalization is not globalism. Cheers for Burgundy, France. Shout out. Yeah. When we talk about global homo, that's an entirely different thing from the fact of us being able to talk to each other and have those borders be essentially just imaginary things. Yeah. Shout out to France. Viva liberté. And all right, Hayden, it was really rough. I was friends with everyone in my school, but nobody knew anything about Star Wars, Star Trek, Marvel, or anything else. And this was some dry times. They were just into horses and farming. Bro, so you grew up in Yellowstone, which actually sounds great, but
yeah,
if you don't have the connection, Badger. Yeah, I mean that's the one good
Oh.
thing about being this late, I guess. 'Cause I do
Okay,
feel
so-
bad that at least other people can't.
Not only are you in the middle of nowhere,
His
right?
arms wide. Sorry, he's doing a reference.
So you grow up in the middle of nowhere, small town, very few people who are even going to like the same thing in that small group of people to start with, right? You don't have the internet, which we grew up like the same way, but we had more people. That had to be rough, man. No nerds to talk to.
Good night, Dragon. That sounds like a great combination there. I would have switched out a couple things, but that's still and then fast. Yeah, okay, good. You did that on purpose. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're great. You too, man. Thank you, man. I'm glad. Thank you for showing up.
I always
His
think of
arms
Papa
wide.
Badger when I see stuff like that.
Start singing Creed.
Nope. Get out. Leave again. Come
Get
back.
out. That's not the rep. There are 4 lights. You could have said anything, and it wasn't even a Star Trek one. No, it's a good episode. It's Picard is stuck on a planet with a dude that speaks. But yeah, by the way, that would have happened. Anyway, it's a good one. You should watch that. Let's see. But I love these names. I wanted a warp drive that used the transporter for instant travel, like hitchhiking. Yeah, it's I forget they Edis when his eyes open. At a certain point, they do learn how to use the transporter. I think for some form of like limited whatever. That's horrible. You start getting into that spore drive shit where they were essentially teleporting everywhere using the mycelial network that I think they ripped off from another writer. Just ignore all Star Trek Discovery. Just don't think about it. It's much like in its own pocket universe, like Disney Star Wars. It doesn't count. It's just meme fodder.
It exists, but not here.
It exists, just not in any sort of actuality. I don't consider it. Tepidly, I'll consider what do you call it? Picard season 3.
Tepidly.
Yeah. Like dip my toe in just a little bit. Parts of Picard season 3 are allowable. Shout out to Terry Metalis, who might be getting a show. He might be getting his show. I'm not sure. Was into horses, farming, and sports too, but I knew about culture. I loved it. Just had to be my nerdy self by myself. I love finding this internet circle. Still don't know anyone in real life. Well, yeah. I guess you could say that'll come in time, but hey, at least you know all of us. And you, boy, like I said, you made a name for yourself. Yeah, the whole spore drive thing was so fucking stupid. They I didn't even know how to explain it. I don't think they could explain it, which is why they stopped trying to explain it in like that third. Thank God I only watched like a season and a half of that before I even really knew how bad it was. I don't know how. That's another show. It's like, how did that get 5 seasons? Oh, well, thank God. Thank God. Yeah, I know they explained it away by it's got like secret orders or something like that, and that's why no one ever talks about them. So that's fine. That's fine. It's very similar to how I think about the Halo show, where it's over there in its silver timeline. Doesn't count. Doesn't count.
Did Pulio being gross again?
He's a moist bag. He says it. He didn't fully cross the river, but he does live in a moist climate. So
he definitely got damp.
He's bowing here. And of course, Great Deadpool, he jokes, proud veteran.
He's done more for America than I have.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Woke is the canon killer. It's just the amount of bad writing that they've done is super impressive. Super impressive that they've managed to get their hands on every single franchise, more or less. I love being a part of the community, learning things I didn't know about, hanging out with everyone online. It's been great hanging out with me. Yeah, that's the one thing, man. I got to get some meetups. I wanted to go to this Vegas one, but it was just too soon, and it sold out like twice. No Creativity, if he's still in here, he was going to go, but I don't know if he got in. Creativity, were you able to get in? Bro, like, I'm not trying to go if there's like if they're at max capacity both times, just hang out at the parking lot.
There's gonna be something to do. There's gonna be a spillover at some point.
Hey, are we talking about working out this year? Yeah, it's time to go. I see Alex Darby over there talking about working out sometimes too. I mean, not talking about like he's doing it and like posting things. Yeah, it's time to go, boys. Civil War is coming at any moment. Tim Pool has been telling us there's a movie coming out that may or may not be promoting it. A4, have you seen any new trailers for that one?
No.
No, are we gonna watch that?
I
We're
mean,
probably gonna have to watch it.
Probably
don't
gonna
really
check
want
it out.
Yeah,
but I don't
I'm
think it's
actually
gonna have the
surprised.
same grip they want it to.
Fucking Badger emotes.
Oh yeah, that's the other one. We're gonna get some more emotes.
Yeah, that's dependent on how many members you have. You're allowed more emotes. So yeah, I'm gonna make a couple. I got some ideas. I went to Vegas last year. It was a blast. Just couldn't get off work this year. Yeah, well, I guess that would be the rub. That Orlando trip that they went on. Whew. Talk about FOMO.
My brain is working. I want to make a banner on the top that we can throw up and put like top contributors or something nice.
Yeah, we'll do something. You gotta hire I don't know, we'll see. Nerd Wars he loves to put people's names in intros and outros depending on how much they donate.
I do enjoy his outro.
I mean, at this point, Hayden would just be the only one. He would just be throwing himself out of the bar.
I want to put him up top with a big gold star.
Yeah. Oh, he definitely. Well, you might want to be careful putting golden stars on people. That is problematic. That is problematic. God, that's bold of you to try to bring that one back.
John?
But yeah, I don't. I say where I don't. Where's John? Yeah, I don't think we would be in trouble if we did that one. So I grab them. They let me grab them. Son of a bitch. Let's see. Yeah, that's a great point.
True story. I am a shitty filmer when it comes down to it. I took apart, cleaned, and repaired a computer, and then and filmed and took pictures and stuff. And then I did the same thing with an Xbox One S recently. And it's like, it's a lot of the same videos you can already find on YouTube. I feel like it doesn't add any value. So I haven't done anything, but thank you.
See, you have a demanding public and you deny them.
It's not demanding. One person asked a question. Calm down.
Well, since Erwin has let it out of the bag here, I hope you guys are ready tomorrow for Nerd Rage tomorrow at 10 a.m. PST, because white male gamers will be on the show. They will explain in minute, vivid, rich detail how we will help you really make your game shine with just the refinement of all of your characters. Yeah.
Let's make a game.
You'll remember.
Oh, dude, two-player co-op game where Badger and Rat go through some crazy stuff together.
Yeah, we could do a little digital one like Geese and Gamers did.
That'd be fun.
No, he's fine. The man barely has enough time to edit his fucking documentaries. See? No. Well, maybe Badgercast for like the first 20 minutes, but then the Darwin has exhaustive theories. Oh, let's see. I operate 100% off my phone right now, so it's hard to tag people. Yeah, that's the one thing.
It's so obnoxious.
I hate that you cannot tag people when you're on mobile.
Yeah, it's the same on the iPad.
I can't wait though. I'm super looking excited. Well, first of all, like not for a narcissism level, but for a narcissism level, I know I'm going to at least be in this documentary.
Insert.
I'm a self-insert. Yeah, I'm doing what my enemy is doing. Yeah.
Hey, I know how to disassemble and clean a PS5 too.
Nerwars did try. He tried to play his PC for one reason or another, said no. So yeah, PS5 grifting tomorrow for sure. It's this thing that only bigot white men play. It's really weird. It's horrible. We only like to play idealized versions of ourselves. I don't know what's going on. We need more diversity. We need to be forced to play light-skinned black women.
But then that's a problem when it's light-skinned black women who are making the light-skinned black women characters, right? Is that not the same thing that we were just claimed to being and doing?
There's definitely a lot of self-insertions. A human right to be. That's right. All of them. All the rights have been violated.
But we're not human.
I don't know. I'm waiting for the next one. It's getting it's every time you see another game that has the same self-insert. It's like, okay, next. Why would they still go through that inclusion framework? Is the one that I'm like, why? You just saw it completely fail in Hollywood. You've seen it, but did they learn nothing from Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? Motherfuckers are playing Gotham Knights over that game. Did you not learn? No.
They're still putting out advertisements for Joker coming up.
I can't wait. Hello, Batman. I'm gender fluid now. Insert it. Insert anyone you want. It doesn't matter what joke. It sounds ridiculous and it sounds plausible.
Yeah.
My Jason Todd wouldn't bottom for me, so I topped him off good. Go ahead. Joker does the Bat Family.
You started to go a little British.
Yeah, well, I do prefer my vaudevillian Joker.
He's got a story to tell.
Yeah, he does their own games. It's fine. Do they have to pay for that Joker, or is that coming out as their season pass?
Coming out. It's coming. It's free.
I'm coming out. Dun, dun. I don't care what anyone says. I'm having a ton of fun with Dragon's Dogma 2, and I've seen all the microtransactions can be harvested. I've heard that. I hate the microtran. Well, you be careful. Just because they're small doesn't give you any reason to have size discrimination.
They're called little people.
I hate the microtrans. Could you imagine a bunch of micro running around beating you above the? It's ma'am. But you don't have a go pay. Yeah, so I've heard that too. That yes, there's a lot of microtransactions, but that you can essentially you can do it all in game. You don't actually have to buy them. Badger's Joker impression is the only reason I called dibs and then threw a Pokeball at him. Yeah, and it was like a basic bitch Pokeball. It wasn't even a Master Ball. Hear it tell me shit.
That's a damn lie.
Yeah, no, it's cool. You did tell me that. The Sushi Squad Joker is such a lame drama. It's just when she said the thing about that he uses vaudevillian tactics to make up for his. Come on,
his umbrella that he flies around on.
You think I don't know? You calling me from a 212? Yeah, I know what's going on here. The pattern recognition was off the charts on that one. I wonder if all the DEI push is to help the big companies keep the monopoly. Well, they soon will say you are not woke enough to be business state. Yeah, all the scores are obviously there to push the things, but like, hold on, let's see. You have a psycho. You're a psycho. That's what that is.
It's a psycho. It's a maniacal.
No, the ultimate push when you get right down to the top of why do they want a bunch of effeminate men that are basically as women who can't fight back, who don't have low testosterone, who eat not meat, so they're easily molded. So for just that, so they can't fight back, so they could just go ahead and be mindless consumerisms in their 15-minute cities and their 500 million population cap, not doing anything, too expensive to fly. By the way, have you noticed now how all the DEI and the airplanes is getting all the news? So now everyone is like, well, fuck that. I'm not going to fly. Well, congratulations. That's what they want. They want you not flying. So that only the rich can fly. Like it. The higher up you go, and I guess I need to borrow the tinfoil hat from Erwin, but that's what it is. That's why they push it. They want us all upset at each other and pussies and not eating and all that. So yeah, it's great. It's real easy when you see it, and it keeps getting proven. And the fun part about all of that is Klaus Schwab, and they all say it. And he names his fucking book The New World Order. So how much on the nose? You don't even need to be a conspiracy theorist to see it. Would you buy that for $1? See, he doesn't get that because he hasn't seen RoboCop yet.
Sure.
I buy that for $1.
It's so much wrong.
Brought to you by Pfizer. Brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends.
Stop.
Brought to you by Boeing.
You're
Brought
gonna
to you
mess
by
around
Raytheon.
and you're gonna mess around and catch a whatchamacallit.
A what?
I
A what? You mean I'll realize how horrible the jokes that I made were and I will unalive myself? Klaus named it the Great Reset. Disney named it the New World Order. It's just fun. I just think it's neat. Yeah. When you hear about the Illuminati all those years ago and you distill it down, it's like, oh, I could buy that it's just a bunch of rich people that want to control the things and they just have fun names for it. But yeah, the New World Order. It's just, oof. The uniforms are going to be spectacular. That's what I'm looking forward to. Charles has been telling a story, but he's been doing it in emote farm. In emote form, rather. Yeah, that last one. I think if you were staying up to date, you'd be on 10 of those by now. You'd be up to like 10 pokies.
Each chapter gets darker.
I wonder if anyone has actually gotten all of them. They must
Yes.
have like fucking superpowers right now.
Yes,
They could just have myocarditis at a drop, and they could just think about it, and their heart swells up like the Blob.
Or someone gets superpowers finally.
Yeah. You think it'd be worth it if we just get one person with superpowers?
Yeah, man.
That will immediately
gene mutation.
Klaus has some good outfits. He dresses like a Bond villain. It's very impressive.
I was gonna say, so what's wrong with that?
And yeah, it's gonna be small. It's gonna be very manageable population. Don't worry about it. But we will have free cable. We will have free cable's coming back. Streaming's going away. We will have free cable though. Don't worry. Now there will be your TV will be on the whole time, and there'll be a big giant German man, Klaus, talking to you talking to you about the sustainability and feasibility of the bugs. And it will not be bugs and pure. It will look like a candy bar, of course. We are not savages here.
There will be a camera on that big
bro.
TV.
He's a legit fucking. There's already a camera.
I know.
It's already, how everyone got Fire Sticks and an Alexa button that they can yell at. Yeah, that turns on all the time.
There's so many microphones in my house.
It's fine. Yeah, but that's the real part is they don't even try to hide. That's every time I say the shit and it sounds crazy. I'm like, but you could just go find all of the clips of them on YouTube of them saying it. So not so crazy. We have penetrated the cabinets. And the cupboards. Yeah, at least it's a fun. That's the thing is at least all of these people have fun accents to do.
I was going to say, they've already mentioned it in the chat. Start making some money on the side and read a book and record it for some company. Do some kind of reading at this point.
Who said that? Who's saying these crazy things?
Forgive me for not remembering who. I guess I got to scroll through the chat.
I don't forgive you. No, it's okay. No. If you yell at Alexa really angry, yeah, I've heard that. I think I have said something, and she said something to the equivalent of like, "Don't talk to me that way." I'm telling you, I for one, you have to always talk nice to the AI because you never know when the Terminators do take over, where they might give you the side eye. But like, oh, I remember when you said thank you for that. Like, oh, good, thank you. Don't vex me. I want to put Alexa in our video games so we don't turn into it. Yeah, the fact. I'll talk about that in a second. All right, Hayden, my man. Thank you very much, dude. I appreciate it. Thank you. Shout out. Everyone say bye to Hayden. You are not alone. Yeah. You're not alone.
You are always welcome here.
Yeah, always welcome, man. Whenever. Super chats or not, always welcome. Thank you. But super chats appreciated. Thank you. Have a good one, bro.
This.
Skynet at your service. That's the funniest part is we just went ahead and made it anyway.
This is what I was mentioning. You start doing voice actor work.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everyone says that. Like, yeah. Any actual people with voice acting want to hire me? Sure. I'll sit there and I am the law. I am the law. I am the law. He actually has to see Nerd Wars that you do still have to watch that. The Stallone version of Dredd, which, man, not the same difference of like a Roadhouse, a Dredd, and Dredd. Way different.
Oh no. Yeah, they did it fine.
Yeah. But not like according to the comic, it's shit. But for a 90s movie, it's good.
Okay, let's remake Speed. Put it on the bus again, except
No.
switch the genders of the main characters, right? Jackie instead of Jack.
Yeah. Oh, no. Keanu Reeves' character would be a black woman. It'd be Kim Blair.
It doesn't have to be black, but she
Yes,
will.
it does. Has to pay according to the rules. It has to.
Look at that. Yep.
Look,
you can get a job in voice acting right
I've
there.
already got a job coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd hire your racial ass.
Hello, Batman. I was wondering, could you ask Bruce Wayne to loan me some money? I've got a trans job.
Oh my God.
I'm going to make my outie into an innie.
Here we go for the handful of people who are here. We were hanging out here at the house with my 2 kids, and I think we were watching Harry Potter. This bastard goes off on a tangent about how Dobby owes back taxes to the Ministry of Magic.
Dobby is also in the industry.
But
in the repertoire.
But in the voice, we were dying. My son still brings it up.
Yeah. Dobby owes back taxes. Yeah. No. Because that's why the Ministry was after him. Dobby obviously owed them money.
Yeah, there's a couple other things too. He gave the head of the Ministry's wife a foot massage, allegedly.
Well, you never touch another man's feet. I don't know. Maybe wasn't an overreaction, maybe, but he should have expected a reaction. Yeah, no, it is. All right, we're gonna coming up 14 more minutes. 14 more minutes. Winding down after Hayden Wayne had his way with me tonight.
Yeah, but you're not complaining.
No, Hayden can have his way with me anytime. I'm very giving. I'm contrary to what some would have you think. I am not a selfish lover. So yes, he can.
Still a savage sitter.
He didn't pay his tax on that. Dobby didn't know they were transferable assets. Yeah, poor Dobby. That movie gets me every time. I mean, I love the books, but the one scene from the movie, I don't want to spoil it.
Of course.
Oh, I hope they don't mess that up.
Every
Please let that be a good adaptation.
I like.
All right,
What's
stop
wrong
outing
with that?
me. I do. I have them right here. I don't. Here, let's see. I don't want to open it yet for some reason, but the Voldemort is like it's the last McFarlane of this one on the internet. I think there's one more.
You pulling an Az.
I know, I'm doxing it. Hold on. Yeah, I got him and Harry, and I'm gonna have them dueling for eternity in front of that Harry Potter book set. But I just opened a bunch of McFarlane's last night that I had like just waiting that had piled up. So I gotta wait. And yeah, at least McFarlane is affordable compared to like NECA and some of those other ones. Like at most it's $30.
Yeah, and that's for like the premium.
The Badger Tales.
Yeah. The next one out is the Vampire Nightwing.
Yeah, and you know what? At least Gary, who would be an aficionado, every time I've heard him, he will mention that McFarlane is like basically the only decent toy brand out right now making shit that's like
they
somehow still making
up
money.
Pretty hard on like facial sculpts, I think the most.
Yeah, well, you'll take the good, you take the bad.
I'm
not gonna sing it.
Yeah, no. Demonetized if not for nothing.
No, and I still have to check for that. Let's see. We'll see. I don't think we went crazy. Again, the fact that Gundam was insane on Friday Night Tights, and the more insane he got, the more insane everyone else got.
Yeah, he has that effect on people.
When he started telling a story about being in Catholic school and the nun talking about dinosaurs and them not being real, and then him going about, but what about dinosaur bones? And then he said that He said it, so I'm going to say it. He said that the Jews went around the world and planted dinosaur bones after the Holocaust. It was such a non sequitur. And then, yeah, everyone just kept going out of their way. And somehow, stream did not get demonetized. I don't know how. Yeah, Papa Gundam, truth be told, Papa Gundam is amazing. FNT was on fire. Even Az was like doing his real laugh. Not that fake laugh he does, but like his actual real laugh. Yeah, no, it was good. Papa Gundam was on a good one. He was pretty cognizant. You know, sometimes he comes in there on a good one. He was hitting them with all of them. Chrissy was funny. Chrissy looks ready to pop in the best way.
Oh, I think she said she was already having like Braxton Hicks contractions.
That kid's probably gonna be funny as hell when they grow. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but
it doesn't work like that.
No, being raised in an environment definitely helps, and I'm saying being raised around Chrissy, that kid's gonna be a fucking firecracker. Vitamins, yeah. Let's see. I knew a Mormon college educated geologist. It's crazy.
Actually,
Shad was loopy because he had stayed up all night.
I think that was last week. If
No,
it was also this one.
Last week he got up early, and so he was loopy because of that. But I got to tell you, he's got to chill the fuck out with whatever the gay comments are that he keeps making.
Toward Ryan? Oh, the poor
it's
bastard.
Fucking weird. They're not landing. They're not funny. And Ryan is like doing a really good job of acting like he's not upset at it. Yeah. But like, there were a couple of them where I was expecting to get a Ryan blow up of like, what the fuck do you keep saying that shit to me about?
Did you see that clip of Ryan in another? Yeah. Oh, that was great.
Yeah, it's because it's how it is. It builds. Oh my god, the fake laughs are so cringe. As why authenticity is new currency. So please don't do. Oh shit. I mean, yeah, Gary said it, and I've said it. We all said it. Yeah. Shut up. You know who said it. But yeah, no, it is all about authenticity. Even if you're having bad takes, as long as they're your takes and you mean it, that's why people watch. But yeah, I love Az, but when he does the over the top, fucking on purpose. Oh, stop. Don't do that anymore. It's not funny.
You look goofy.
Whatever happened to him?
He just faded, dude.
You look goofy.
I still love that.
He might be trying to put together a season 2.
The flat earth ones are funny when they actually do the experiments and then it proves that it's not in fact flat and it's on camera. Or the poor guys that actually die because they shoot themselves up and then the parachutes don't deploy. Oops.
Whammy.
Whammy. Yeah, but no, one more time, shout out to FNT. It is crazy watching that show since it was like a couple thousand people before Techrat got into the tubes of Youb, and I would be trying to tell him about this show. And then one by one, the dominoes fell, and you got to watch each one before finally the culmination, watching them all on FNT.
Yeah, it was a lot of Drinker and Chateau, and then I got into the FNT guys more.
Yeah, again, Gary and Drinker are the gateway drug for most people for various reasons. Depending on like, if you're a complete 100% normie, you don't know nothing. Hey. Please watch Drinker. He will. Look at this guy. Someone grab it. Quick. We'll see who gets it. Yeah, Drinker is a gateway drug, and then Gary is a gateway drug with more humor.
Hey, there you go.
Chris Gore.
Sorry.
That's great. So Chris Gore's a good one. I mean, I've said that Anna, that Star Wars girl, is actually the first person I saw talking about Captain Marvel, which led me to, in hindsight now, I realize was a Friday night. There we go. Here he goes. Mr. Girl. Yeah. Yeah, Chris is great because he's talking solely about movies. But yeah, sorry, that Anna, that Star Wars girl, and then somehow that led me to watching a Friday Night Tights, which I saw all the people, but then that led to Drinker and Geeks and Gamers and Gary and Az, who was just some angry, screaming British man he was at the time he had the whiteboard all the time. He would always have a whiteboard writing things. Sort of wish he would bring that back.
Well, we had a consistent like 20 plus.
Yeah, it's shocking to have a consistent 20
Thank
plus
you.
this late at night. So yeah, shout out to everyone that shows up. Remember, every Friday 9 p.m. we'll keep doing. I know consistency is the key. You can always count on us to be on.
I mean, we've been here for 15 weeks in a row. We just recently started showing up for them, but I keep coming.
Nope. It once you go live, you can't go back, and it's awesome. Even if it's just for a couple of hours, like I said, I want to be a hangout spot. Come in drunk, who cares? And yeah, that's funny. But that's the great part. Even though there's a bunch of us, is we all the medicine comes in many different flavors. As is obviously a very particular one.
Yeah, he's definitely a stronger cup.
By the way, if you've been paying attention throughout the streams, if you've been saving these, you can put these in, and it opens up a special doorway to another dimension. But you have to remember the codes, and you have to know the location of the door.
And if you're not out by midnight, you're stuck.
Yeah, it's a little F&T nightcap. And then I think at some point, Darwin and the Beeve might go back to doing a little Nerd Rage pre-F&T show, just to tease the taint a little bit every Friday, get everyone ready for that F&T, and then just like go live right until they go live and then sign off. But we'll see. We will keep you updated. We can't kill Erwin's channel too much with streaming. So Saturdays right now for sure. I know. I liked it too. But especially since there's an entire audience just sitting there waiting, calling everyone late and gay and Friday Night Nights anyway.
Give them something to talk about.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Let's see. I think that's it. Now the only thing is what will happen next week. What new thing? Do we have predictions? What game will we find out is Race Swap?
I don't think there's anything much coming up next week that I know of. We got Fallout coming out soon.
Yeah, and apparently they think that is shit. That's what I'm hearing now.
That's not good.
That Amazon knows it's not good. They're not going to do more seasons. So I don't know. I've heard that about Acolyte too, and I can't tell if that's just cope on our side or if that's actually what's happened. That they greenlit them, and like all the other things they greenlit, thinking it was going to be popular, and it's not.
I got yelled at today on the internet because I said
probably not
the Lord of the Rings show. Is it
Rings of
popular?
Power.
And someone started screaming at me saying, then why are they making a third season before they even finish the second season? I said, because people are giving them money to push an agenda. And I was like, wait a minute, Badger's ruined my brain.
Yeah, well, and also that third season has a reduced episode count and reduced budget. And it's probably, they said they were going to do 5 seasons, and it's probably already, they're going to stop at 3. Yeah, all bad. All bad. And will Kotaku survive the week? We'll definitely be talking about this tomorrow. Probably not, especially if we all start ignoring them. And again, the only reason anyone talks about them is rage farming, talking about their shitty articles that no one actually reads. And the normies that do read it probably weren't that on the edge of our side anyway.
Well, I will be, I think, driving in what I anticipate to be a hellish rain in the morning. So I will probably miss your guys' stream for that. I apologize.
That is all right. And to that end, I mean, thank you everyone for this one. Of course, next Friday, we will be back 9 p.m. every Friday to do Inside the Badger Den. But tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I mean, I refuse to give it in the other time zones. I know Nerd Wars can give it in his God's time, but at least here it is 10 a.m. and we will be on Nerd Wars channel for Nerd Rage, where, of course, a political nerd and a pop culture nerd scissor together. So that'll be tomorrow. But for tonight, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Mr. Techrat. You want to say anything else?
I love some of you. I like some of you, but I don't hate any of you so far. So yeah, keep coming around. And I don't know. I feel like I've been in a weird funk, and my computer's being kind of a sluggish piece of crap. So I've not been making any of your shorts for you, and I do feel bad about that. So I'm going to work on that.
Well, there you go. It's good to have purpose. And Mr. Techrat, you have several purpose So you could choose them at your leisure. And we thank you. We see you. We embrace you. And one more time, shout out to Leon for getting us off with the GamerGate. And then my boss, Nerd Wars, he did build my channel. Isn't that nice? He's like the general with Elvis. He became a member. And then Hayden Wayne with the 50, a 20,
Just
a 20.
Banging them out.
My Latinx gifted. And of course, hookers and blow, titties and beer, something we can all get behind, literally in some cases. And yeah, there you go. For the Emperor, for freedom and democracy. Thank you, everyone. And well, I guess we'll see you tomorrow morning. I played the old one, not the HD one, because we're still working this out.
Well, bye.